Hi YouTubers, this is the Energetic Hopecat here with a video to test things out. Today I'm going to be doing something very special. I only have so much time, so we're just going to jump right into it. It's the story of an emperor, and here we go. Once upon a time in a faraway kingdom, a long time ago, there lived a man named Kuzco who was an emperor. But he wasn't the kind of emperor you would want as a person. He was a little selfish, a bit arrogant, and mean. Let's face it. He wasn't the best person you would want to be around. He wasn't super noble or chivalrous, but he learned. And this is what happened. Kuzco grew up in the palace with Yzma as his only person to guard him and raise him. Yzma was an evil sorceress who planned on taking revenge and killing Kuzco. That didn't sound very fun at all. And one day, when Kuzco was at dinner, Yzma decided to send him a potion in his wine. However, her henchman Kronk, as always being goofy, decided to label the potions wrong. He put llama extract instead of killing Kuzco with the potion. As Kuzco drank the potion, he decided he didn't like the feeling of being a llama at all. He wanted to see Pacha, a farmer, so he can build what he called a summer home there to destroy a village. That was his evil plot. However, when he got turned into a llama, he and Pacha ended up having to go on a long journey together because Yzma, having loathed Kuzco, kicked him out of the tower and sent Kronk to finish her bidding. After he had done her evil bidding, Kuzco and Pacha had to work together to get back to the palace. However, they faced a whole lot of wild animals like jaguars in the forest, bats, and even frogs. Kuzco hated frogs. He was afraid of them, and he did not like jaguars. Multiple times on his journey, he had to save Pacha, because he had no choice. He had to work with him. If Kuzco didn't work with Pacha, then he wouldn't be able to get back to the palace. Meanwhile, Yzma and Kronk were plotting their revenge against Kuzco, secretly wanting to murder the llama emperor. But it was too late. Kuzco and Pacha were already getting back to the palace. But Kuzco, being all arrogant, told Pacha, "I think they've come back to take me home," he had said one day. "No," said Pacha, "they are going to kill you." His voice was firm and grim. "You have to listen," said the farmer. "If you don't get yourself to the palace, they will find you," he said. But Kuzco didn't say anything at first until, "You know what?" he said. "I don't believe you. Goodbye." And therefore he had turned his friend away. Boo-hoo indeed. Then he discovered that Pacha was right. Yzma and Kronk were trying to kill him, and he did not like that at all. He tried calling out for Pacha, but instead it was too late. He had turned him away. Really, he thought. Now everything is ruined, he said, gently, but sadly. Later he had tried to talk to a group of llamas, but even they seemed to not like him. Yzma didn't like him, Pacha had turned away because of him, and he had nothing and no one else to blame but himself. He was very devastated by this. He reflected and reflected for a long, long time, until finally he had decided to come back home. "All right," he said to himself. "No more of this selfish business," he said. He had found Pacha talking to a group of llamas. He heard them talking about him. "So," Pacha was saying to one of the llamas, "I hear he's changing. I hear Kuzco isn't perfect, but he'll change, I see." The llama said, "Sensitive and emotional you are," said the llama, very wise. Gentle tone echoing in Pacha's ear. "You know he'll change, won't you? Won't you make sure he changes?" said the old llama. "Oh yes," said Pacha. "Not that he will change right away or overnight, but you know how people are, they evolve." "Yes," said the llama. "Go to him now." And with that, Kuzco, smiling warmly, realizing he didn't want to be selfish anymore, had come back to Pacha, deciding that he wanted to be a better person. Now, as they walked back to the palace, they noticed Yzma and Kronk were up to some fishy business, to say the least. Kronk was just following Yzma's plans. "Where is Kuzco?" Yzma demanded. "I want to know where Kuzco is." But it was too late. Kuzco had made it back to the palace before Yzma could. But when Yzma ran inside, she found him there. "You!" she cried. "I thought you were dead, not a llama." But then chaos reigned when, dun 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 dun, mwahahaha, all of Yzma's potions in her lab had started spilling everywhere. Kuzco just wanted to turn into a human again, but he couldn't, because all the potions kept turning him into different animals, and one of them even turned Yzma into a cat. "Oh no," said Yzma. "I don't want to be a cat," she cried. "If I'm a cat, I'll be evil forever, and I don't..." But it was too late. Kuzco had drank the right potion and saved Pacha. However, he must defeat Yzma. Pacha said gently. Kuzco must find a way to undo her plots. So, with the help of his friend, Kuzco pushed Yzma off a ledge, and she fell off a cliff screaming, "I'm a cat and I don't want to be a cat," and she was defeated. In the end, Kuzco, now having grown from his llama journey, was more kind, gentle, and self-aware. Not selfless and not too selfish, but he turned into a much more decent, gentle soul, ruling the kingdom with love, compassion, and kindness, with Kronk, now his advisor, and Pacha, his other advisor. And from that day on, he and his friends lived in the castle, now having undone Yzma's plots against the kingdom, and everyone lived happily ever after. The end. Now, that was a very short version of the story, and I set a timer so this video doesn't go on too long. But I hope you liked the video, and I hope you will like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. This is the Energetic Hopecat, and I hope you have a great day. Goodbye, everyone, and I hope you like this highly abridged version of the story of the Emperor's New Groove, but it's a good one. Anyways, I'm going to go now before the timer runs and yells at me. Goodbye. See you in the next one. Bye.